Question: is my transaction finished? When can I go out of town? Well, that was not an actual question posed to us. You might say that this is a question that frustrated escrow officers hope to be asked before clients decide to go out of communication range for a while. Our answer would be, don't leave. Don't go out of town until your transaction is completed in its entirety. You might even want to ask the question of your escrow officer before you finalize your plans to leave. Here are a few scenarios that happened to us recently and through the years. Scenario number 1, that refinance transaction with loan docs that had to be redrawn. The client signed the loan docs and immediately hopped onto a plane to go overseas. The next day, the loan officer realized one of the documents needed to be re-signed in the presence of a notary public. If the clients had waited one more day, this document could have been taken care of immediately. As it was, we had to email the document and the client had to go to the American consulate for notarization. The refinance was delayed 2 weeks and we ended up with a very frustrated client. Scenario number 2, buyers had to leave for a pre-planned trip. They thought that as long as all escrow documents were signed and they had sent the money in, the transaction could close in their absence. They forgot that their loan docs could not be signed electronically. Some documents had to be signed in the presence of a notary public. Thank goodness they called 1 day before they left, and we rushed a power of attorney for their lender to approve and their signature notarization. Scenario number 3, a variation of scenario number 2. Clients had already left town before we found out. We had to send a power of attorney to them to be notarized at the American consulate and the original signature copy sent back by Federal Express. Scenario number 4, the seller left town without letting us know. Their agent said that they went to a remote village in another country that had no internet or phone service and was accessible only on dirt roads. Wow. Well, the transaction was delayed by a few weeks until they got back. The buyer lost their good interest rate and had to relock at a higher rate. And the seller had to agree to compensate the buyer a good amount for this new rate. Ouch. Here's an educational moment. We understand that sometimes events are planned a long time in advance. That's fine, but be proactive. Be sure that you have personally notified your escrow officer immediately upon opening of escrow. This includes trips, personal appointments, jury duty, or anything that may disrupt your ability to sign documents. The sooner we know, the faster we will prepare all necessary documents for your signature before you leave, particularly those that have to be notarized. In addition, keep in mind that despite the best planning, there's always the possibility that at the last minute documents do pop up because that's Murphy's Law. Make plans for this contingency. Finally, the reverse is also true. Should the escrow officer be unavailable for a certain period of time, they should advise the clients and let them know who will be handling their file in their absence. This is Juliana too, and thanks for watching.